Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us once again on a Friday morning. My name is Angela Olmos. If we haven't met yet, I am a full-time realtor in the Northeast Florida area, and I'm here with my co-host, Delayne Bravo with Fiber Mortgage. How are you doing, Delaney?
I am good. I am good. I'm ready. We're rolling into 4th of July, so always fun, a lot of fireworks and all the fun activities. So we have some fun events and some really valuable information. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm excited for the weekend. The 4th of July is always a lot of fun, and it happens to be my son's birthday too on the 4th of July. So it's always a big event for
Ooh.
us.
He gets fireworks special for his birthday every year.
Every year. That's right. That's right. And his brother hates it, but I don't mind it. I don't have to pay for the fireworks. He gets a great big party every year.
There you go. Hey, you just got to show up and it's an automatic birthday party.
That's it. That's it. That's it. So yeah, so we're expecting a really great weekend, and today we brought in some interesting topics. One of the things that I always try to do is bring in some of my blogs, and then just turn them into a video form. And this blog that I want to share with you guys today has a lot to do with your needs mattering more than today's mortgage rates. And basically, where this stems from is we have a lot of families that want to move but are hesitant to move, either to buy their home, their first home, second home, or even their move up home, just because the interest rates have gone up. And it's mostly affecting those buyers that were fortunate enough to secure a very low interest rate. Like a few years ago, or just a couple of years ago, we had the interest rates in the twos and the threes. So those buyers are a little hesitant to now buy because obviously the rates are higher. So it says on here, homeowners who locked in a 30-year fixed rate in the twos and the three range don't necessarily want to give up in that rate in exchange for a 6 or a 7. However, this is the point of it all. Your lifestyle and your changing needs should matter more. And obviously, there's a lot of things to consider when you're buying a home, and interest rates, yes, and down payments, yes, and inspections, yes. All of those things are important to consider. But I think the most important thing to consider is the reason why you're making the move. That's really where it all stems from, right? So these are some of the more popular reasons why people make the move, and they decide to buy a new home right now. So at the top of the list, we have relocation. Being that we're here in Florida, relocating to Florida has always been popular. I think it will always be popular. We enjoy great weather. We're on the beach. No estate income tax. I mean, there's just a lot of great reasons to relocate. So we're still seeing a lot of relocations here to Florida. But even within Florida, within Jacksonville, you might have a relocation just because you want to be closer to work, or you want to be closer to your kids' school, or closer to your family so that they can help out as you're raising the kids. So there's a lot of different reasons. And I think that it's important to realize that those reasons could actually be more important than the rise in interest rates. Now, upgrading, many homeowners decide to sell to move to a larger home. And I see this happening a lot, especially with younger families. Maybe, just raising a family, that smaller home might have been okay when it was just the two of you or three of you. But now that you have 4 or 5 in the family, then you're going to need more room. Maybe you want a backyard. Maybe you're starting to work from home. Now you need home office. So those are all things that are truly important. And while the interest rates are important, I think that the reasons why you're moving could be even more important. Downsizing. With inflation, with inflation being what it is, a lot of people have decided to downsize, and maybe their situation has changed too. We see people, families kind of change in the dynamics when kids graduate from high school, or maybe one goes off to college, and you might not need all the room that you needed before. So downsizing could be a really good opportunity for you. It could also help you save on some of the living expenses. And then also the last thing that we talk, or actually one of the last things, would be relationship status. So oftentimes if you have a divorce or a separation, or even just coming together in a marriage, that prompts the opportunity for you to buy a home. So when you think in terms of that, all of those things could be more important than the interest rates. You want to definitely solve for that. If you're now coming together with someone in a marriage, then you probably would want to buy a home with them. And then if you're not coming together, if you're rather separating, then you probably want to sell that home. So the interest rates aren't going to be all that important in light of those situations. And then health concerns too. I see this typically with like 2-story homes. Maybe someone has had a bad knee and now they just can't go up the stairs comfortably as they did before. That could also prompt an opportunity for you to, look into selling the house or buying a house that actually has this one story only. So the bottom line, if you're ready to sell your house, you can make a move. Let's connect and have an expert by your side to help you navigate the process and find a home that can deliver exactly what you're looking for. So that's my spiel. If you guys want to read more about it, I'm going to go ahead and link the blog on the comments. And then while you're in there, feel free to download this free guide, things to consider when you're buying a home. And all you have to do is just plug in your info and it's an automatic download. So that's what I have. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, put them in the comments and we'll be happy to answer.
Well, and one thing I wanted to touch on really quickly that kind of piggybacks off of this is when you're selling a home, you are most likely going to become a buyer of a new home. And yes, the rates are higher, but what does this mean for your overall picture? When rates were low, everybody came out of the woodwork and wanted to purchase a home. So you are going to have so much more competition. There were 14, 15, 16 offers on one home that went on the market within the first 48 hours. If you didn't have that 20% down or a cash offer, because of that competition, it was so much harder to find a home. If you needed help with your cash to close and wanted seller credits, that was unheard of. So we're not going to have low interest rates and buying power like as the, maximum buying power in the same thing. It just can't happen. So we are in a situation where historically rates are still low, but it's something to keep in mind is that when rates come down, everybody's going to say, I want to buy a house. It's going to drive prices up. It's going to make it harder to purchase a home. So you're not going to have that at both times. So just something to think about on the buying side when selling a home is, yes, the rates are a little higher, but you can refinance. When rates come back down, refinance, drop that payment by $400, but you're going to get top dollar for your house right now. And you can always refinance in the future. So don't let rates, deter you from taking a look.
Yeah. And and I think that rates, when it comes to like rates and prices, it's one of those things that buyers look at the moment that they're buying. But that's not a thing once you're celebrating Christmas in that house. That's not a thing when you're celebrating birthdays. That's not a thing a year from there or 5 years from the time you bought. So when you look at it in a different perspective, you realize that, you do want an interest rate, a low interest rate, everyone does, but it's not the main reason why you're moving to secure a low interest rate. You're moving to better your lifestyle, to be closer to home, to be closer to your family, to be closer to work, whatever that reason is, we can help you get there.
Yes. Let me go over here. So I'm going to kind of talk about, and your info scrolling at the bottom, I can say Angela is hands down one of the best agents I have worked with. I've worked with hundreds and hundreds. She knows her stuff. She's been doing it for how long? Did you say 18 years?
18 years, yeah.
And I mean, just absolutely a rock star. So reach out to her with any questions.
Thank you. And I do want to say the 18 years were primarily the first 10 years were new construction. So if you guys had thought of buying new construction, I can help with that as well. But then I also came over to the general real estate side. And when I did that, then I had all the exposure to brand new buyers with, wanting to buy resales too. So all of that, it's available and I would love to help you guys with that.
Yes. Well, I have some stuff about doctor loans. So speaking of relocation, if you want to pull that up, speaking of relocation, I can tell you, and let me zoom this in a little bit so we can take a better look. Whoop. And we're going to go down. So talking about relocation, so many people are relocating to Florida, and a lot of them are some sort of doctor, some sort of medical professional. So one of the biggest things that happens when you are in a medical professional kind of role is you're going to get your license, you're going to go through school, but you have a lot of student loans in a lot of instances because obviously the schooling is longer for these doctors and PAs and surgeons and chiropractors and fertility doctors, whatever it is. So this program is specifically reserved for doctors and medical professionals. There is a full list of medical professions that qualify. So you'd want to make sure to start out first that is where you can go. Here is the number one benefit of this program. I have two programs. One of them doesn't allow me or doesn't require me to count student loans in the same way as a typical loan. The reason for this is they know that when you are starting, you have to be within your first 10 years of the profession. Your income is going to increase as you get out of residency, as you go into, seeing patients, possibly opening your own practice. So they don't account for the student loan calculations in the same way. The other option is you can buy up to 1.5 million and you do not have to be putting 20% down. They also know that your income is going to be increasing. They allow you to go up to a million with 3% down.
Wow.
Yes, 3% down. 1.5 million, I have an option at 5% and an option at 10%. So it's reserved for these medical professionals because statistically your income is going to increase. You don't have to count student loans in the same way. We don't have to calculate mortgage insurance in the same way. And it allows you to go higher on your price point with less money down. If you are looking at a home that puts your loan amount at $726,000 or lower, a regular conventional will most likely be our best option. But if you are wanting to go a little bit higher than that, then as long as you're in one of these fields and have that license and are within your first 10 years, it is an amazing option. So don't discount it. And this is something I would bring up as an advisor for you if you are in one of those situations, if this would be beneficial for you. So I just wanted to touch on
and
that.
Delaney, are these for all medical professionals, like including nurses and all kinds of medical staff, or just doctors?
Just doctors. So I do have a program that is reserved for medical professionals. That is a down payment assistance. Obviously, at these price points and this income level, this would be different than that, but this is for doctors. But it's not just like standard general doctor. There are, as long as you have a doctorate or are in a doctor position in multiple different fields. So I have the full list. It's very extensive. So that's my first step, is to check that.
Nice.
Yes. So that's really my spiel for today. But if you have any questions, we have a lot of down payment assistance programs. We have a lot of everything. Rates have gone down. They used to be at like a 7% for FHA. Now they're at like a 6.375. They have gone down. So it's something to take advantage of while we're still in that market with people having a lot more buying power. So if you are interested in getting pre-approved, I would love to help you. And my info's down at the bottom of the screen. So would love to connect with you and see how we can help you get into a home. And the last thing I will say is I've heard from a lot of people, well, the rates are really high. But here's the reality of the situation. If rates are high, I want you to compare that to rates on, and we talked about this last week, rates on rent. So just because interest rates are high on a mortgage doesn't mean that the rates on rent are not increasing. $1,400 to $1,800 just because an apartment wants to up the price, that difference is a huge rate. That is a huge increase. So it's something, just because it's an interest rate doesn't mean that the rates of rent aren't going up. So it's definitely worth it to take a look at what we can do to get you into a home.
Yeah, absolutely. And then also with the difference with rent is that it's all interest. You don't get to accrue any equity at all. So it's 100% interest every single month for as long as you rent. So this right here actually helps you have so many more advantages because you'll be creating equity. You'll be getting tax advantages on, being able to write off the mortgage on your primary residence. So there's just so many moving parts. So I look forward to helping you guys. So you have our information. Best thing to do is just always get pre-approved first. So always start off with just getting pre-approved, knowing how much you've been approved for financing. And Delaney can help you out with that. And then once we have that, then I can help you figuring out which home would be the best one for you to buy, and obviously help you through the negotiations and inspections until we get it through closing.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Delaney. That's awesome. That's a great program.
Yes. So you want to take a look at what's happening around Jacksonville?
Totally. Let's do it.
Okay, so this is one thing about Jacksonville. If you're coming to live here, you're relocating, or you're just not taking advantage of it. I want to take more advantage of these things. It's all of the different sporting events that maybe aren't just the Jacksonville Jaguars. We have the Jumbo Shrimp baseball team. We have the Jacksonville Armada soccer team. We have the Jacksonville Sharks indoor football team, which is so fun if you've never been to one. We have the Icemen, the hockey team. We have so many things here that are so fun for family fun events, date nights. So we have one happening this weekend. Is it just the shrimp? It's just the shrimp. So the Jumbo Shrimp are playing. I actually, and another side note is my daughter has a birthday party tomorrow, and it's at this game. They do birthday parties.
At the stadium?
Yes, at the stadium. You have a separate birthday party area. You can even rent out one of the dugouts and do the birthday party in there. So I thought that was such a fun idea. Never heard of it. So we're going to this game for a birthday party, but yes,
that's totally the way to do it, and it's so much better than having it at home because you don't have to clean up anything. It's like you go have the party and then you go home.
Yes, like the pump it up and stuff. I'm like, let's just do it there, get pizza. The kids
there you go. Yes.
So yeah, that one's $6:35 tomorrow night. Tickets aren't expensive. They even have specials a lot of times. So definitely check it out. And the next one is next Wednesday. So this is July 5th, 5 to 9. It's the Art Walk downtown, Jacksonville. It is amazing. All these vendors, food trucks, music, artisans, so fun. If you have never been to a Jacksonville Art Walk, it is amazing. It's the first Wednesday of every month, super easy to remember, and just go after you get off work one night, fun night, fun for kiddos. So something really fun. Have you ever been to one, Angela?
Several years ago, downtown.
Same.
Yeah. It's been a while though. It seems like ever since we have kids, we just don't go out to too many artworks. But yeah, it was a lot of fun when I went. I enjoyed it.
Yes, and the Riverside Arts Market is also is it Saturday or Sunday? I think it's
I think it's on a Saturday, and that we've been to with the kids. That's really family friendly, and like you said, with a lot of food trucks and a lot of different vendors. And this might just be as well. It's just because it's a little bit of an evening event, but it can still be doable, especially now during the summer that stays bright out all the way closer to 9 p.m.
Yes, absolutely. And then that brings me to our last one, 4th of July. So 4th of July is coming up. There are so many things. I wish that I could go over all of them, but just look up 4th of July fireworks show, and there will be tons of different spots you can go see fireworks. One of my favorite, which I didn't see on this website, but World Golf Village does fireworks down St. Augustine, and it is amazing. So that's a really fun one. They also do them downtown. This is actually on the rooftop of the Museum of Science and History of Mosh. So you do have to buy tickets for this one, but super fun. Tons of spots to see fireworks around here. So I wanted to highlight this one, but
I love that.
Yes, 8 to 10:30. Also, too, a little secret spot is a lot of the bridges. If you park and just walk up the bridges or Friendship Fountain downtown, you can see amazing fireworks. Also, the Jolington Creek Bridge. A lot of people park and go stand along the bridge, and there's a lot of fun fireworks there. So find a fun spot with your family, and happy 4th to everyone watching.
Yeah. Happy 4th of July. This should be a lot of fun. And that's a great tip. I never thought of like walking up to the bridge to see it, but that would be a great viewing spot because you're elevated and there's nothing blocking. Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Delaney. Those are some really cool stuff for people to get into. So I hope you guys have a fabulous 4th of July weekend. If you happen to be out and about and you're wondering, I wonder if I could qualify to buy this home. I wonder, just connect with us. We're here to help you. And also, please share. You never know who might be needing this information. It could be someone that you know. So by sharing it, you could be helping them out and create a win-win. So that's about it, guys. So until next time, just remember to be kind to one another. We'll be back on our next video next Friday. And remember to be kind to one another, and I'll talk to you guys then. Bye-bye.
Bye.